Okay, guys. Good morning. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. So today, you guys, we're going to kind of move on. We're doing the ordered pairs the last couple days. We will come back to that in a little bit. But what I want to do today, we're just going to do a basic introduction into geometry. We're going to talk about just some basic vocabulary in terms, and I'll show you kind of what a point, line segment, and ray. Those are some basic concepts that we will need to kind of understand when you start doing a little bit of geometry. So the first one is going to be a point, and that's all that is a point. And what that is, a point is so it says a point is an exact position on a plane surface. So when we were doing the order pairs, you saw a lot of points, and that point was like if it's at on the x-axis at 3, that's the exact position on what they call a plane surface, like on a piece of paper anywhere. So whether it was 3, -3, that point was the exact position. So, and a point is just this little dot that I showed you right here. So when you see a point, that's always going to be exact position, okay? The next one I want to do is a line. How you'll see a line is it's a line, but it has 2 arrows. I mean, that line goes on forever, okay? And it says a line is a set of points in a, let me move this up, straight that extends in opposite directions without ending. So really, what does that mean? It means this line up here, it goes on forever. So it's going to keep going to the left and keep going to the right. Okay, really a line never really ends. And it goes on for, like, if you want to say infinity, okay? And a line is always in a straight path, okay? So a line, set of points, and there could be points all the way along that line, okay? So just keep in mind the line goes on forever, okay? The next one I want to show you is a line segment, which is similar to this, but it's a little bit different. So a line segment it's got 2 points on the end. So that really means that segment ends at both points. So it says a line segment is part of a line between 2 end points. So this line actually ends because there's 2 points at the end of it. And if you compare that to the line, it's got arrows. So a line's going to have arrows, and a line segment's going to have points, which means it's like if this is -4 and say this is 2, that line segment starts at -4, ends at 2. Okay, and up here you could have like -4 here, -2 there, but it keeps going. There's no dot at the end of this one. It's got arrows, so it might cross over -4 and 2, but it keeps going. A line segment specifically stops. Well, it starts at -4, ends at 2. Okay, and the indicator is going to be these 2 dots. So a line segment is going to have those dots. A line has an arrow. Okay, and the last thing I want to look at today is what's called a ray. An array will look like this. It's going to have a dot at one end and an arrow at the other. And it says a ray is part of a line that has one endpoint and extends in one direction without ending. Okay, so you can see right here, it has a specific endpoint because it's got a dot there. But then on the other side, it's got this arrow, which means it goes on basically without ending. In this case, it would keep going that way because the arrow is pointing that way. So those are the kind of 4 real basic terms that I want to start with. Let's just go back. So a point, if we go up here, you're just going to see the point is just going to be that little dot. And that's a point's exact position, okay? And you can see a point kind of anywhere, but it's going to have an exact position, whether it's like +3, -3, 2, 4. It's going to have an exact position with it. And a line is a set of points in a straight path that extends in opposite directions without ending. So this line goes on forever, both ways. It can cross over a lot of points, but it continues to go, in this case, both directions. Now, a segment is a line segment is part of a line between 2 endpoints. So it has a definite starting point and a definite ending point based on those 2 dots. So a line segment doesn't go on forever. It's a specific portion of a line, and how you can see that are those 2 endpoints. Because it's got the point in it, if you look up here, point is an exact position on a plane surface. So those 2 dots in this line indicate a starting point and an ending point. And all a ray is array is part of a line that has one endpoint and extends in the other direction without ending. So this could be, maybe this starts at 2, but that's point 2, and it goes on forever. Okay. And the real indicator for that are the arrows. So when you see an arrow on a line, it's going to continue to go that way forever. And I'll just show you kind of what that would look like on a graph. So if we had like a typical graph here, and maybe you had a starting point, say that it's 2. So this ray is going to start at 2 and continue to go on basically forever. Okay. And you might have a line segment which maybe starts at 2 and it goes out to here. So maybe it starts at 2, ends at 6, because those 2 dots are going to tell you that there's a starting and ending point. Okay. And then you might have a line which goes something like this. Now that line is going to cross over a lot of points, but it's not going to end. You can see maybe it crosses over -2, -1, crosses over 0, crosses over 1, 2, 3, but it keeps going both ways. Okay, it never ends. So it crosses over plenty of points, but you have to keep in mind because the two arrows right here, that line is never going to end. An array, if we're on a graph here, the array may start right there. It's going to have that definite ending or starting point, but it's continuing to go on forever. So maybe it starts at -3, but it's continuing to go on all the way to the right. So all the way out here, it's going to continue to go on. So those are just some indicators. You want to look for like a point, because a point's going to give you a definite exact position. And then with the line, you're going to see those two arrows. If we go up here, it's going to go on forever. Okay. And then a line segment is a portion of a line because it's got 2 points. So it's a definite starting point and a definite ending point. And the array is kind of a combination. It has a starting or ending point, and then it goes on forever in one direction. Okay. And the array could be, just so you guys know, it could go in the opposite direction. Like array also could start over here and it goes that way. You know, it doesn't always, or it could go up or down too. You could have a array that starts down here and goes up that way. Okay. So those are just some basic concepts we need to understand when we're looking at geometry. And what I will do is I'm going to post some practice just where you have to identify each of these. You'll identify a point, a line, array, and a line segment. So it's real basic. And like I said, part of this is we'll come back to kind of like we're doing the ordered pairs, and we'll show you how this, all these terms kind of fit into a little bit of basic graphing. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. I will post something tomorrow. We are doing live class Tuesdays and Thursdays in person. So if you're interested, please email or call me. We do a basic and an intermediate math on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you're interested, let us know. And tomorrow I'll just post probably some more practice on this. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.